All right, guys. Welcome back to the PM Masculinity. We're gonna talk this time and react to a Kevin Samuels video, Single Mothers 3. You guys know how this thing goes. Make sure you watch my last video with the Andrew Tate and my take on the whole thing and just pearly things. I think it was fantastic. I watched the entire podcast. I didn't react to the entire thing because it's kind of long though. It will be like 4 to 5 hours to it. Maybe in the future when I have more time to just get time equals income, it will be more feasible. But for now, I just did a small reaction. You guys can check my last video. That way you guys can watch it. In the meantime, we're gonna keep with Kevin Samuels, and this time we're gonna go with the mother three. 29 years old. We already know how this thing's gonna go. I'm not gonna say a lot. Let's jump in.
As if she as if she has doctor.
Hello.
We're talking about we're talking about dating standards and rules of engagement. Are you single or are you married?
I am single.
Any kids by any chance?
3.
All by the same father?
Yes.
Are you guys still together?
We are not.
Okay.
Okay. So are you dating?
On and off I am. Right now I'm not.
Right. What did you have on the topic?
So you asked the last lady about like the first time that it should be like a touch or like intimacy touch.
Breaking the touch barrier. How long? How long before first deep kiss? How long before sex?
Well, I'm more of a person who believes in like instant like connection, like an instant contact.
Okay, this is where the delusion comes in. I'm the person that believes in this. Clearly, what you believe in is not making any results.
So like
Let's
I
see.
feel as though if I've accepted a date from a guy, then like there has to be some type of physical connection there, because otherwise I wouldn't have, accepted the date.
Okay.
As far as like the intimacy touching, like
So breaking the touch barrier on the first date?
I mean, like you didn't go into specifics as far as
Yeah, I
like
did.
we can
I'm
hold
very
hands.
specific. I said touch barrier, putting your hand on the smaller back.
Yeah, that can happen the first night. What if we go dancing or something? I'm just saying.
Okay. Then kissing.
If the date goes well, it's okay to kiss on the first night.
Okay. Sex.
Sex, I would say like 90 days, because we're still getting to know each other,
Did did she say 90 days? Did she say 90 days? That sounds like some Steve Harvey stuff,
And then on
man.
top of that, like I'm a firm believer, like
Oh my god.
it takes time to get to know somebody, and like I want to know where your head is before I give you my body.
How many dates in a 1 week period are you talking about?
In a week, I would say I would on the average like 2.5, because the half may count for like maybe after a lunch date or something like that.
Okay. So that's 2.5 dates a week. That's 5 dates every 2 weeks. That's 10 dates a month. That's 30 dates. A man needs to take you on 30 dates before he has sex.
Yeah, but I mean the dates don't have to be like public dates. Like we can stay in the house and talk, cook
I
dinner.
gotta see you on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday afternoon. Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday afternoon. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday afternoon. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday afternoon. Times 3. Then, why?
Why what? Why wait the 90 days?
Well, you said, I'm just going on, I'm asking.
Oh, why
Yeah,
did
because
you
Tuesday,
wait?
Thursday, Sunday afternoon,
Tuesday, Thursday.
that's 2.5 dates. And that's 5 dates every 2 weeks, or it's 10 dates a month. Times 3 months, that's 30 dates. Whether they're public or not. What's the logic there?
The logic is I'm still trying to get to know you.
Bro. This is when I was listening to Andrew Tate talk about this with Brittany Renner and the other girls. That's what I was I was saying, and my reaction was they don't want to hear it. You see what I'm saying? I don't think this thing about the red pill doesn't come down to females. I think it's all about man. We need to step up and just put the hammer down. Simple as that. That's my take on all this.
That is the thing. Before I give my,
Look at
What do
before
Kevin,
you
I
bro.
need to
even,
know about me? What do you need to know about your date before you decide to
Look at
have
Kevin.
sex?
well, I want to know a lot of stuff. I want to know long-term goals, short-term goals. I mean, I want to get to
Are
know,
you
like,
dating? Are you dating? Are you looking to get married?
I am.
Okay. Um, are you when you start dating? Are you planning on dating with the intention to be married?
Yes, I have to say yes.
Are
I
you a
have to
wife?
say yes. Oh my god.
I am not at the current moment.
Um, Now you got to understand where men are coming from. A woman has 3 children, and you expect a man to wait 30 days.
Damn.
Yeah, why not? I'm just saying,
You
like,
think
why
this
not?
is
I
a
mean,
game?
my amount of children shouldn't have to do with when I'm going to open my legs.
Why do y'all think that?
I mean, because that's what at the end of the day, I shouldn't be judged on how many kids I have. Like, I still have
Yes, you
morals and
should.
values.
Yes, you should.
Why should I?
Because it matters to us men.
Okay, but that's like vice versa. Like, what if
No,
a man?
no, no, man. Okay, man. Okay. We were doing just fine. I've answered the question directly. Because it matters to us men. You had 3 children by men that you did not even marry.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're talking about if I decide in the future I want to date towards marriage. That means you're not looking for a husband. You're looking for a stepfather before a husband. He'd have to be a stepfather.
No, I'm not looking for a stepfather before a
Okay,
husband.
you need to hold on and pump your brakes because he would be a stepfather. And he'd have to be a stepfather before he's your husband because that job. And are you having any? Do you want to have any additional kids?
I don't.
Okay, so a man would come into your world and have to be a stepfather to 3 children, and he would not even get his own child, and he would need to wait 90 days and put in 30 days.
Make that stuff make sense, folks. Make it make sense. Does not make sense. It doesn't. That's why we need fathers in the home.
Fine,
But
man, fine, but I got one question. Why are you so expensive?
Way too expensive, man.
I'm expensive because I have morals and values. Like, I'm just not out here
This
about
one's cringy,
to
bro.
be dating or giving myself away to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, that's just not me.
That's not her.
So,
Ma'am, do you realize that? So do you think your time frame of hey, we can break the touch barrier first date. First date goes well, we can kiss, but wait, before we get have sex, it's gonna take 90 days and 30 days. Do you think that is average,
Reasonable, man.
below average, above average, or in a high level of female requirement?
I would say it's probably average.
You think the average woman is waiting 90 days and 30 days.
It probably less dates than that, but if they're not waiting 90 days, I just don't know. They just
We're in a hookup economy. We're in a Netflix and chill economy. And I got to go back to it, man. Men don't understand why women like yourself don't understand that your children make you less valuable.
Desirable.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you have children?
Oh, how is that?
Doesn't matter.
How is that even matter to the conversation? This is chain gaslighting. This is gaslighting, and this is very important, right? This area right here is very important. It just shows you that the Steve Harvey, the Steve Harvey 90 days wait stuff. It just got through these females' mind, bro. Like, how is it that you gave your punani Shout out to Modifiers Highly Daily. Punani for a guy that you were supposed to be married almost for free, and then you put in that punani for a cost of 90 days as wait. It doesn't make sense, folks. I'm telling you.
No, I'm really like I
No,
really feel
but it doesn't matter. A
why
woman
doesn't it
having
matter?
children, because it doesn't matter. We're talking about you. Women with children are less valuable on the
So you
sexual
don't
marketplace. It doesn't, the amount, it's a double standard. It's not the same for men.
why isn't it though?
Because you're not supposed to be out here making babies out of wedlock. You're supposed to be with your child's father. Because women pay a higher price for having children. The same reason why nature tells you you have between so long and so long before nature shuts off your ability to have children. Not us. It's different for us. And my question is, why do you
And
women?
this is where you have to understand feminism. Feminism is just built in a jealousy of a man's value. So they wanna have the cake and eat it too. So they want both. They want the female privilege plus the man value, which is through the length of wisdom and struggles. It's just crazy, man.
Argue with biology?
I mean, I'm not arguing with biology. It's just the simple fact that you were
You're
like,
arguing with
oh,
someone.
you have 3 children, so like my value is just like
Is lower.
lower. But
It
it's
is.
Yeah.
just like
It is.
men can
Okay. Do you
go
think?
from one.
Before you say that, I'll let you speak. Do you think what I'm saying is what the average man thinks? You having children out of wedlock, 1, 2, 3, makes your value lower than a woman, than the childless version of yourself.
No, I mean I've heard that a time or two in my life.
Okay. Do you think your sexual marketplace value with 3 children is the same as your sexual marketplace value with no children?
No,
Is it higher or lower with children?
I mean I would say it's lower.
Okay,
Okay.
so why are we having this conversation if you
Okay. Let's
understand that?
go.
I because I want to know as far like why is it such a double standard? Because
Because we
men,
don't want to raise nobody else's kids.
but men come into a situation where they approach a woman
Jealousy,
and they have children from here to
It ain't the
California.
same.
Why isn't it the same though? Like they have to
Sounds
take care.
like, okay, you ask.
bro. Lady, he just went explaining why. Because your fertility, and you already have someone else children. There's no incentive for us to just be with a person that already have 3 or 4 children, or even one. That means that I have to deal with that kid. Well, not me, but someone else. If you have that kid, he has to deal with it. And then all the resources that he bring has to be given to that kid, which is not his blood. It's simple as that, folks.
Ask because it is.
Simple.
Let me tell you why. Take it to the animal kingdom. When males take over new females, what do? They kill all the other cubs. The only ones that live are the females. A man's coming into your life. He'd have to come in there and pay the mortgage.
There you go, folks.
Okay, let's say I was going to marry you, right? Let's just say I'm going to marry you. Let's say our rent is $3,000. Would you expect me to pay all the rent, all the mortgage, or half the mortgage?
If our rent was $3,000,
Mm-hmm.
I would expect for you to pay. See, I was raised different, but I would expect for you to pay as a man taking the lead, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Taking the lead meaning what? So a man taking the lead, and guess what? I should really be paying $600.
Oh, why?
Why? Because you live there.
You absolutely right.
Hold
But you,
on,
well, I
excuse
want
me. You gotta listen. You want to know
Mm.
because you come with you and 3 people. I come with me. 3,000 divided by 5 is $600. I got $600 worth of that living space. I ain't living in all those rooms. And see, that's the difference. And I don't even get a kid. See, that means I'm paying to raise somebody else's children. And let's just
That's
say,
what I said.
in my scenario, you decided to give me one child.
Mm.
And then I come to the table with food, a pizza that has 18 slices, and there are 4 children and 2 adults. That's 6 people. Uh, do you expect every person to eat equally? Each person get 3 slices?
Yeah, that'll fill you up.
And that's bullshit because my kids should eat my food.
Mm.
Your children need to eat out
Interesting.
of your out of your portion.
See, and
There
that's the
should be
thing.
no,
Like,
listen, this is how men think. I should bring food for you, me, and my child. So that means I get 6 slices, my kid gets 6 slices, you get 6 slices. And if you want your 3 children from another man to eat, you need to take your 6 slices and divide it with them. We'll let that happen. And that's the problem because that's how men think. You want men to come in and provide all this because you're the head of house and you're this, and y'all do this stuff when y'all are living like rebels, having babies out of wedlock, not doing anything traditional, and then at the later point start talking this traditional stuff what a man's
Yep.
supposed to do. Well, a woman is supposed to be a wife before she is a mother, and she's supposed to stay.
Mm.
If you don't have that
Facts.
first, you
Facts.
can't say what a man is supposed to do.
Folks, I invite you to really listen to these messages and conversation from Kevin Samuels, right? Listen to them. Listen to that. It's not only Kevin Samuel owning them, right? There's more into it. There's wisdom that he's just preaching right here. And most importantly, is ways of how you handle a female. Listen to his body language. Listen to what he say, and most importantly, watch what he's doing. Yeah, a lot of people they just want to just the clips and stuff like that, but the highlights. No, no, no. You have to watch his conversation and see what he's doing. Right? He was very good in his job because he understood how to handle these conversations. Yeah. Just a copy paste.
Thoughts?
That's all you need to do.
I just think it's like a double standard. Like I said, like I just feel like men are out here dating as well, and they have multiple children. And I understand you saying
Not,
like
not,
it's not
not
the
No.
well,
same.
first off, not all men. First off, 54% of black men are single and childless. So not all men. Most men don't have any kids. 30% of black men are married. So the men who are out here with multiple children are roughly about 16 to 20% of men. But that just happens to be the men that y'all make babies with.
Yep. The Pokey and Red Race.
Or that just happens to be the men who are out here looking for a woman that they think is going to help them out at the end of the day.
Whatever
But
the
there
matter,
are men that
it
are out
doesn't
here
matter.
like
But the
that.
point of the matter, it doesn't matter. If you decide to date a man with kids, what's on you? Because
That's on
54%
you.
are single and childless. See, here's the better question. Why didn't you get married before you decided to have kids?
Me personally,
Mm-hmm.
the question was never asked.
Then
But
why would you give a man the greatest blessing a woman can give a man without him even having to make you his wife and give you his last name? You
Listen.
cannot ask a man to come along after
Listen.
you've done that and pay a higher price. He's going to pay less or nothing. Not a man of value. The only man that will come along and do that is a man of lesser value. Because a man of higher value has options because he'd be looking for the childless version of you at best.
Mm.
So
okay.
the double standard, you ladies know this exists. And this whole thing about, and I want to go back to the point where you said, as the man, you would expect me to pay all of it. And you need
But
to,
I mean, and then as your wife, I would come and say like, hey, like let me help as well. Like, where did we fall short at?
As my wife, you're coming in with three whole people.
Okay,
You're
and
going to listen.
before we
Listen,
met,
as my wife, you would have to come in over.
Bro, these people cannot be safe. I'm telling you. You can literally give them a book or a video collection or how to be the best person in your life, and that's 100% guarantee. It will not work. It
Performing.
wouldn't.
I got
I'm
to
telling you,
bring in
folks.
my part. You got to bring in your part,
They don't
and
understand
for
it.
all them kids.
This is all modern women thinking stuff, man.
So you better be getting it from the baby daddy, because I'm not going to pay for all of them. And I don't even get a kid, so I'm going to take care of this right here. It's because, man, do you not understand how you're basically shifting the responsibility of your baby daddy onto a man who you don't have kids with,
well,
just because he would happen to have the title of husband?
I mean, over time, that like when that goes back to dating. Like over time, those relationships will have to like develop as far as like, okay, we're dating, this is serious, like there has to be a conversation with my future husband and my kid's father. There will have to be a conversation as far as like boundaries, what he should, what a man to man conversation, like, hey, I know these are your children, like, however, I would like to marry her.
So in
And
other words, I got to go to another man to ask him to be a man in my own house?
no, that's
Lady, that's what you were presenting. That's why you presented. That's why you were saying what you were saying, right? He has to literally go to the baby daddy to ask him for permission. Man, that's crazy, bro.
that's not what I'm saying.
What you're
But
saying?
what boundaries?
What are you talking about?
You financial boundaries,
Okay. Okay,
and it
financial
shouldn't
balance.
even
I don't
be
need to.
in
Okay, man, hold on. I don't need to have any conversation with that man about boundaries in my house.
You absolutely right. However, I do still believe that a conversation should be had about like, like, this is my wife, I'm going to take care of our household. However, like, these are still your children, so I don't expect for you to lack in any responsibility.
What do you mean?
But they're your children. As far as the children go.
So give me an example. I don't know what that means.
So
That
like,
means he can make rules in my house?
no, I'm not saying that at all. What
Okay,
I'm
so
saying
be
is,
specific.
when
Come
it
on.
comes, if me and my future husband, who I did not bear children with, decides to marry me, and we do this whole thing, then I feel as though the conversation needs to happen between my future husband and
I
my kid's
understand that. What's
father.
the conversation though between the men?
The conversation should be, I future husband should say, I know that I am marrying into this, this situation that you guys have going on. However, like, I don't expect for you to lack just
Man,
because
you're
you
still
have
not
y'all's
clear.
name.
Okay, you keep saying the same thing. It's not any more clear. What does lack mean? What does that mean?
Like, I don't expect for you to
Mm.
fall short on taking care of your
Fall
responsibilities
short
when it comes
meaning
to y'all's
what?
children.
Fall short meaning what?
It could be, like I said, financially. It could be as far as
You
like
mean
your
you mean
weekend
to me that
pickups
this
and
child?
stuff like that.
Hold on. Man, don't get upset that you're not making it clear. Fall short. You mean the child support he's paying?
It could be that, yes.
Then what else?
It could be something as simple as like weekend visitations or something
That's
like
set by
that.
the court.
Huh?
That's set by the court.
I know, but would I mean, I wouldn't want my future husband to be like, okay, now.
So you basically want to bring chaos. You're okay with bringing chaos. See, you're using your kids to get leverage for your husband. Let me explain why, folks. So you can get the visitation by the court, but she's trying to use that environment to bring in chaos, right? And create drama with the baby daddy. Why? Why? I just don't get it.
That I'm your husband and these are my stepchildren, they can no longer see their father.
That's
Like,
a court order.
I understand that. But
That's
what I'm saying,
that ain't how men. That's not how men move. There's a court order. You're paying child support. His visitation. Take your kids. Bye.
There you
yeah,
go.
but I still believe
He know what's up.
as though it's out of respect though. Like,
Well,
I
out of
understand.
respect to what? That See,
That's the
this
kid's
this
father.
is and this is why y'all need to marry y'all's children's father, because you want two men to come to an agreement on how to be men, because you could not sit your hot ass down and marry somebody and be a wife. I'm supposed to have to talk to this man about how I'm going to be a man in my own house. No,
No,
fuck no.
that's
There you
not what
go.
I'm trying
The
to
kids
say.
are in the house. Can I, if I'm your husband, can I discipline the children like they're my own since I got to pay for them?
Yes.
I can whoop their ass.
Yes.
Do I need to get your permission?
No.
Do I need
Like
to get
we're
his
husband and
permission?
wife.
Do I need to get his permission?
No.
BS. 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 Big one. Big one. You just said that you need to have a conversation. He need to have a conversation with the baby daddy. You said it. You said it for the boundaries. That's a boundaries. You think the baby daddy will be okay with that? You crazy.
Then what else does it,
You crazy
what else
lady.
do they talk about? Because the problems don't tend to be between men. The problems tend to be between the woman being in the middle. See,
Yep.
when men tend to talk, we tend to work it out, because as long as you take care of your kids, because he ain't trying. First off, anybody stepping into this with me, no offense, man, they're
Crazy.
not getting a kid in the matter. So if they're stepping into this and they're paying more than 20%, they're getting screwed. You should have the financial, those children that you chose to make should be self-sustaining by the man you chose to make them with. The man you choose to get with, because he's getting no kids, at best should have to pay 20% of every 20% of the lights, mortgage, gas, utilities, groceries, whatever, and whatever.
Yep.
And if that's not a, y'all don't seem to understand that men are not raising nobody else's kids. And this is in Black America in particular. Black women have got to the point to where you guys almost expect black men to just be stepdaddies. And when we tell you to no, y'all are like, what? What? All our kids are out of wedlock. Well, we didn't say we want this shit. I mean, what's the next highest out of wedlock group? Other women know to marry their children's father. The next lowest married group is white women at 54%. They're twice as married as you guys. And you got all these kids and they'll say, well, the man didn't ask. Do you make room for the possibility, ma'am, that you're going to die unmarried?
I have made like I've thought
That's
about
a
it a
hard
time or
one.
two.
Okay. Well, that's far more likely, especially with today. Men are not signing up to be stepfathers, because I'm going to ask you, what is the advantage for a childless man to come in to be a stepfather in a situation like yours or just in general? What's the advantage to the man?
Yeah, I want to know.
Well, some men do want kids, but maybe
Yeah, they want their own children.
right. But what if they can't have them?
Uh, Most
Good luck
men
with
want
that.
their own children. So we're going to go with the case. That's just like saying overweight women got thyroid. Stick to the norm. What's the advantage for a
Yeah, it's crazy, and they tend to do that. They always tend to go to the the example that are almost non-existent. You know, what if this person, cannot have kids because his sperm count is low, but he had make $150,000, and he's 6 foot, but he's okay with it because he already have to. It just go to these non-existent cases, man. You guys need to be attentive because this remember, guys, and I've been saying this. This is not only in dating. This spread through everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, your workforce, job sites, culture, politics, everywhere. You guys need to know what you guys deal with. That's why we're here.
man
That's why we're here.
to walk into your family with another man? What's the advantage to him? See that side, gentlemen? That side was that side of there ain't one. And they don't want to say it because they love their kids. I get it. But there is no advantage. Matter of fact, stepfathers are looked at as suckers today. You know
Yeah.
why?
You think so?
Yeah, because that's the way women have made it. When I was coming up, stepfathers were at least respected in the community. Today, stepfathers looked at as simps and suckers. And it's not because men have changed, it's because of the way women look at men and treat men have changed.
Yeah.
I never looked at it that way.
Maybe, I get it.
Being a sucker.
But okay, what's the advantage in what is the advantage of being a stepfather? And I was like, what's the advantage? Do you think stepfathers are respected today in the black community?
Good point.
Yeah, I don't think they're being looked at as no suckers though. Like, I mean, no, yeah, yes. I'm gonna stand strong and firm
You
on
can
that.
stand
Yes.
strong and firm on that, but then I want you to go ask 100 black men who were stepfathers, and then get their answers. And I'm gonna tell you, as a black man who was one, I'm telling you, it's not. It's a thankless job because the child knows that you have no real power. The woman knows that those kids are hers, and at any time, she can choose to change things up. Men are just acknowledging it.
But that's why a
We're not.
conversation. That's exactly what me going back to the point. Like a conversation needs to be had.
No,
No, you're not
the
understanding.
conversation.
Daddy, you're not understanding. You're not understanding. And this is where listening is a skill. Okay, and this is something that it can be dealt with the ego. If your ego's in the way, you're never gonna listen. And we saw that. I saw that in the Undertale podcast with Just Barely Things. Bro, that was hard. I watched that with my wife, man. That was hard to watch, bro. I was cringe. When the females would just go at it, man, I was cringe because the power of listening is so important because you can get the information and understand what's being said. But she's not understanding what Kevin is saying.
Hey, yeah, here's the conversation. You go complete the family you started. That's the conversations that need to be had in the black community. You go get back with your man you made these babies with, and y'all gone off and get out of here. Let the single people get together. That's the conversation we need to have in the black community. Finish the family you started.
I get that too. That is a real like conversation.
That's the thing. That's not a tool. That's the only way because here's the next part. Here's the punchline. Go in my scenario where if you don't find a man who wants to marry you, are you making 3 times the amount a man makes? Because you got 3 kids. See, normally you need to make at least what you need to have what a woman is making, what a man is making. But with 3 kids, you need to make 3 times that.
It's a lot of money.
Are you making over $110,000 a year?
Someone's paying.
Not that.
Okay. How much at age 65, when you hit retirement age? How much cash will you need to live between 65 and 85?
How much cash would I need?
How much money we need to survive for 20 years, 65 to 85? What do you think? Just ballpark.
I don't honestly know.
Just ballpark. 20 years. What do you think?
Probably around like maybe
Come on.
like 75K. I'm just playing. I don't know.
75,000?
Yeah, about
Wow. She said 75,000, 20 years.
that.
Okay, 75,000 for 20 years is 3,000, less than $4,000 a year. That's $400 a month.
Oh no.
Do the math,
Mm-mm.
folks.
Yeah. How much you gonna need to live for 20 years?
Do the math, folks.
I'm not sure. You give me your ballpark.
Oh, well, no, man, this is your life.
Mm.
This is your life.
Yeah.
This is
See,
your
you know what he did there? He threw the question back at her. You see, she was trying to just put it under the rug, but he just catched it. I'm saying, I'm telling you, folks, read the body language and the way he asks questions is important. It's important, guys. He know with what he's dealing with.
life.
Um. All right, we can take it up to like 400K.
Ma'am, you're gonna need about 1.9 million.
Not millions.
Yeah, do the math, lady.
Elderly care costs, ma'am. You got to pay mortgage. You got to pay utilities.
Yeah.
You got to pay health care. You got to pay food. Life costs. Elder care costs. It just gets expensive to age. Well, that's my point. So as a woman, you're not even thinking about how much money it's going to cost when you can no longer work, when you physically can't work anymore. So it's like, well, uh, I mean, $75,000. No, millions. You going, and who's going to pay that? You didn't work with a man to share the resources.
Oh, now you're not laughing, huh? Now the smirk on your face just got away. I'm
to
telling you,
share
folks.
the load, to invest, to get life insurance, or
Got
else
real
you're
quick.
choosing to be a single woman
Quick.
with 3 children. That means you got to be choosing to make $110,000+ a year and then saving that just to break even. So tell me how not getting married is an option. That's why this is, I guess, what I'm trying to get a lot of women to understand. Your life is a ticking time bomb.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you make all the babies and don't get married. Is this country set up for single people to retire on their own?
It's definitely not.
Well, then how do y'all think y'all gonna do it? I just don't want to think about it. I just don't want to think about
I mean, it is something to think about.
And why don't you go back to your child's father and y'all just marry each other? Y'all started a family.
It can't just happen like that.
But you don't have, lady, you don't have any other option. You have, it's time, when it comes down to the family, it's time to put your egos down. It's time to put your egos down. Clearly, it's that whatever you're doing is not working. So maybe you have to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that, hey, maybe I didn't make the right decisions. Of course, it's not gonna happen like that.
Well,
Pablo, of course.
then if you can't get
There has to be if that was an option for me, there would have to be a lot of counseling.
ma'am, I don't care what it would take. That's family. Listen. This may sound cold, but ma'am, you got 3 kids.
It's not about you.
1 out of 4 black women will marry in their lifetime, and you got 3 kids. So your chance is probably around about less than 10%, easy. Less than 10%. You don't want to have no more kids. So I'm gonna say around about 5 to 7%. This is what you made, man.
Man, bad decisions.
Counseling, I don't care. Counseling, you live in different parts of the house. Y'all better, he's paying rent, you paying rent. Y'all better figure something out because you got a whole lot of kids. I mean, that's just real talk, man. That's real talk. And this is
100%.
And see, it's sad that you got to have one man keep telling women this because where's your mother?
Around the corner.
Is she married?
She is.
Okay.
Your father?
No, my father has passed away.
Okay. What is your mother? Is your mother encouraging you to get married? Nope.
She does,
Nope.
but
Did your mother were you raised to be a wife? Nope.
Man, and this is so important. This is gold. That small section right there was gold. This is a generational problem. Baby boomers, Generation X, you guys dropped the ball.
you don't know that.
Oh yeah, I do. Because
Why?
ma'am, I do know because all I have to do is look at the situation. If you're raised to be a wife, you wouldn't have 3 children out of wedlock. That's no offense, man. That's any woman. Any woman who's raised to be a wife tends to get married because women who are raised to be wives are in high demand.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have enough wives for the husbands
Oh,
today.
they get picked
We got
quick.
plenty of women who want to get married, but we don't have enough wives. Wives are in high demand. They get taken like this. Wives don't marry, and the wives don't have babies out of wedlock. Wives don't do 10-year relationships, 3-year, 5-year, 10, 7-year relationships without wedding rings. They don't do none of that. Wives ain't on Instagram with their ass all out and different color weaves, and wives ain't doing none of that shit. Wives ain't got
She
tattoos
laughing. I
and
don't get it.
fake floppy. Wives don't have none of that.
Very feminine.
Wives have none of that. Every time you see a woman, men know when they're looking at a wife. Either a wife or it's everything else. That's the way men come down to it. So good conversation though, man. But you and your man, y'all got a whole posse.
You need to you stop it.
Not a posse.
They got
Yeah.
a whole posse. Take it easy. Bye.
Alrighty.
They got a whole posse. Yeah, man. Wives don't have different color hair. Wives don't have tattoos all through here and around here and bull rings and raptor claws and in Atlanta. I am so sick of y'all with these goddamn snuffleupagus eyelashes.
Yeah, bro.
I,
You don't even know what the hell you're looking at when they do that. You start looking at their eyes, but then when you start looking closely, you're not looking at her eye. You're looking at her eyebrows. That's weird. It's weird, folks. This is again. I encourage everybody. If you don't want to do it alone, just watch my channel, man. I got you, right? But this is very important. Kevin Samuel was not good because he knew how to own the females. No, it's because he knew the truth behind the smoke screen. See what I'm saying? And these kind of men, they know what's up. They understand the psychology, especially him that he knew himself. You know, this is very important, folks. Very important. And we're gonna keep reacting to Kevin Samuel. He has a lot of things that we're gonna learn from. But most importantly, guys, focus on yourself. All this that's not gonna matter if you're not focusing yourself. You have to focus on yourself. Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much, man. I will see you in the next one, guys. I'm out. Peace.